Right now at 6 on Connecticut's news station, smoky skies once again leading to big air quality concerns across our state. We'll tell you what to expect today and how to stay safe.
And the final countdown is on until the end of this legislative session. The bills that have passed and those still yet to pass.
Also breaking news this morning, a lot of fire crews showing up to battle a blaze at a barn. We'll tell you what authorities said was inside. That's right now at 6.
All local, all morning. This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good morning. Thanks for starting off your Wednesday morning with us here at Fox 61, America Areas.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Hey, we're able to see the moon, and it's not quite as red and weird as it was yesterday, at least for now. That might change.
I thought it still looked pretty weird.
Yeah, it's still a little orange, Matt Scott. It's not white yet.
I'm with you, Erica. It's still.
I was like, oh. It's still there like that.
It is a little lesser to Tim's point. It is still there to Erica's point, and it's still smoking out there for today, and that leads to miserable air quality for another day. Coolish temperatures continue. We'll talk about chances of rain between now and Saturday. If you look at this, you see there's an air quality alert for Litchfield County, and if you're thinking, well, Matt, why isn't it for the rest of the counties? And I don't know. I mean, it should be. The problem is, and we've said this before, there's 3 different weather service offices that take care of 8 counties in the state. They're not in sync with each other. They need to be, because even if you're not in the Litchfield Hills, you're going to be dealing with significant smoke today. And if you've got breathing issues, you need to stand by. It's going to be a tough day for you. Right now, there's the scene. The sun being painted a very milky yellow out there right now, along with the skies with temperatures in the upper 40s to the mid 50s, 49 in Hartford, 55 in New Haven, on the way up to the lower 70s later on today. We'll talk about that smoke and when we're going to wash it out of here. That's all coming up in a few minutes. Lauren Zenzi, just a miserable sky out there. And it
oh my goodness.
Today.
Yeah, yesterday I was telling the girls this morning that my son needed his inhaler at school for the first time all year. So yeah, that was something that I know a lot of parents and a lot of people with respiratory issues had to deal with. All right, we are following a little bit of breaking news out in the roadways. We brought this to you about 10 minutes ago out in Haddam right now. Saybrook Road, otherwise known as Route 154, is closed because of a structure fire. As of right now, police and fire departments have not confirmed if there was anybody inside the home or if there are any injuries, but just know that Route 154 is closed for this fire. We do have a crew on the way to the scene, so we will bring you more information as soon as we hear anything else. We have several road closures actually to get to this morning. Route 179 is closed. This is between K Street and Route 219. This is due to a pole and some wires that are down. And then the Route 9 northbound entry ramp from I-91 is currently closed because of some road work going on. Taking a live look out on I-84 east and west here in the capital city, things are looking good. And then as we move into our Hartford drive times, 91, 84, and Route 2 are moving smoothly. We are starting to see some delay in the Milford area heading into Fairfield County, so definitely be mindful of that if you are heading southbound on I-95. We'll check back in on the roads coming up at 6:30. Tim and Erica, back over to you.
Oh, yeah, breaking news in Salisbury, where we now learned that a barn fire last night did destroy everything inside, including hay, some equipment, and more importantly, chickens. Although at this point, we don't know how many chickens were inside. The first call for help came a little after 9 p.m. Norfolk's public information officer said 10 fire departments helped out, including some from Massachusetts and New York. And it took about 4 hours to get everything under control. Still no word, though, how that fire started.
As we've been saying this morning, smoke from the wildfires in Canada is still causing air quality issues.
Yeah, Fox 61's Angelo Bavaro is live in Wallingford with more on what you need to keep in mind today. Good morning.
Tim, Erica, good morning. Yeah, you guys have been talking about this in the studio, but I can confirm standing out here for another morning in a row. Once again, very hazy as you step out the door, step out the car, and also you can still smell that smoke a bit as you step out the door, step out the car. So that is something to be aware of this morning. Now, those intense wildfires that are burning in Canada, they've been blanketing the entire Northeast, other parts of the country as well, in this dystopian yellowish gray haze, and also prompting warnings for those vulnerable populations to just stay inside if you can. Now, the smoke from those wildfires in Canada, take a look at this. That has actually been moving into the U.S. since last month. The most recent fires near Quebec, those have been burning for at least several days now. And those fires, they are big and pretty close, about 500 to 600 miles away from Rhode Island. The EPA says hazy skies reduce visibility and the odor of burning wood, they are likely, and that the smoke will linger for a few days here in the northern states. Now, those air quality alerts, they are triggered by a number of factors, including the detection of fine particle pollution, which is known as PM 2.5, which can irritate the lungs.
Patients who are otherwise healthy even still can experience things like, suddenly feeling like it's heavier to breathe, or it feels like it's heavier to breathe. Patients who have underlying conditions such as asthma or COPD, they are already functioning at a lower threshold with which their lungs may react to things like pollutants in the air. So they may experience things like wheezing or coughing more frequently throughout the day.
And those experts are recommending putting off any of that yard work or outdoor exercise that you had planned while we deal with this smoke, and even maybe wearing an N95 mask to reduce your exposure to any pollutants. And the big takeaway, of course, is to stay inside as much as possible if you can. We are live in Wallingford this morning. I'm Angelo Bavaro, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Angelo, thank you. All right, the 2023 Connecticut legislative session is coming to an end, and lawmakers are scrambling to place their votes on some final bills.
Yeah, they've been pulling long hours to pass the state budget, and that time has now paid off. Fox 61's Brooke Griffin is live at the Capitol this morning with a look at what that final budget includes. Brooke, good morning.
Good morning to you both. The deadline for this legislative session for the 2023 year is tonight at midnight. So we've only got really a couple of hours left for these lawmakers to do what they need to do. Normally, today is all about getting the budget passed through the Senate and then onto the governor's desk. But that was actually done yesterday. The governor should be signing that today. They have other things that they want to focus on. But let's take a look at what they were able to get into that budget. As the final days to the deadline have come and gone, lawmakers have been in the Capitol building well past midnight every night to try to move through each piece of the legislation. The biggest bill, of course, to mention this week was the 2-year $51.1 billion state budget. That passed through the Senate yesterday and is now headed to Governor Lamont for approval. It includes historic tax cuts, higher education funding, and expanded Husky coverage for undocumented children, all while coming in under the spending cap and including a rainy day surplus fund. Both the House and Senate passed the budget bill by an overwhelming majority. Most people say they're happy with this budget, but there were also a few cases of disapproval as well.
We couldn't vote for a budget if we didn't believe that our voice was being heard and included. It's one thing to just be heard. It's another thing to have those ideas actually get traction.
I voted no because I didn't care for the bill. I don't think it was taking the state of Connecticut in the proper direction. It's a big budget. It spends more than any other budget the state has ever had.
And again, just because the budget bill has already been passed and is headed to Governor Lamont, that doesn't mean this is over. Lawmakers have a long day ahead of them today to push through their last few bills before the session closes at midnight. We're going to have reporters all over this today and, of course, tomorrow morning as well. Stay tuned. We'll get you those updates. Live in Hartford, Brooke Griffin, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Brooke, thank you for that report. A lot to get to in that bill, Shirley.
Well, 6:08 now, and new this morning, state senators passing a bill they hope will make roads here in our state a bit safer. It adopts recommendations made by the Vision Zero Council. It includes installing speed and red light cameras in certain areas like school and pedestrian safety zones, but it will still be up to each city and town to decide if they want them. The bill now heads to the governor's desk, where he is expected to sign it. And also heading to the governor's desk is a bill to crack down on catalytic converter thefts. It would do several things, including create agreements with other states to combat the issue. A task force will be created to look at laws related to catalytic converters. And it would also require new and used car dealers to mark catalytic converters that they sell if the cars are valued at more than $10,000.
Well, today, Attorney General William Tong is expected to give an update on the state's efforts to fight back against the opioid epidemic. He's also expected to talk about youth vaping. At 10:30 this morning in Ridgefield, he'll be joined by local lawmakers and community-based substance abuse prevention advocates. Last year, Connecticut and 34 other states collectively reached a $438 million settlement with the e-cigarette company Juul. In Cromwell this morning, the nonprofit Operation Shower is expected to host a baby shower for 40 military moms-to-be. That starts at 11 o'clock and goes until 1 p.m. again in Cromwell, and it's being done in partnership with Travelers Insurance. All moms are spouses of deployed members of the National Guard.